Well, a happy Friday, getting ready for the Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you get a chance to get out and enjoy some of this absolutely gorgeous weather. The Mariners probably going to have some great weather down in Anaheim as they get ready to take on the Angels tonight in the first of a 10-game road trip for Seattle. The Mariners 68 and 66, the Halos 55 and 79. George Kirby on the mound for Seattle. He'll go up against a rookie getting his first ever Major League start, Samuel Aldegheri. He's Italian. How about that? 6:38 first pitch on Apple TV+. Well, the rest of the American League West was in action last night while the Mariners were idle as Houston beat Kansas City to put the Astros 4 games in front of Seattle. Texas beat the White Sox 2-1 to remain 9 games back. The Reds edged the A's 10-9 while the Angels come into tonight's ball game after a 3-0 win on the road in Detroit. Baltimore's lead for the first spot in the wild card race down to 4 games after a 6-3 loss to the Dodgers. The Royals' 6-3 loss to the Astros puts them 2 games up on Minnesota. The Twins were idle while Boston fell to Toronto 2-0. That leaves the Red Sox 3.5 games out, while the Mariners are 4.5 games back in the wild card race. Well, the college football season began for Northwest teams. Well, one Northwest team last night as Eastern Washington was able to get a win on the red carpet against Monmouth. 42-27 was the final. Quarterback Kiko Visperas completed 26 of 28 passes for 275 yards and 5 touchdowns. Washington State kicks off in Pullman tomorrow at noon against Portland State. That's on CW11. Weber State visits the Montlake Cut to face Washington tomorrow night at 8 o'clock kickoff. That'll be on the Big Ten Network. Central Washington will not start its season until next Saturday at San Diego. Well, the Seahawks are focusing in on trying to install a brand new offense and brand new defense as they get ready to take on the Denver Broncos. Coach Mike McDonald was asked about the installation process and if he's happy with where the team is at this point on both sides of the football.
The concepts that we need are in. Every game you're doing little tweaks here and there, but it's not like you're introducing some new thing and some new language that they haven't heard yet. You're just saying, hey, this is the thing we've been doing, but with a twist. And I think they are able to. That's why you want to get everything in so they can they understand those adjustments. So we're right there on defense. I'm sure Grubb has some more stuff up his sleeve, but seems like their install's been going smoothly.
McDonald comes to Seattle after coaching in Baltimore and achieving one of the top defenses in the NFL. He says he's not doing anything new, just getting players in the right spots.
Yeah, I think the X's and O's, man, they're overrated. It's about how you play. It's about how the 11 people on the field can work, as one. There's only so many things you can do with 11 guys out there. There's only so many DBs you can put on the field. There's only so many people who can go on a scrimmage. There's only so many coverage structures. So we're not reinventing anything new. I mean, you'll watch people that watch our tape. They're not, we didn't reinvent defense. It's just, it's a style of play that hopefully that we can recreate here, and that's our plan.
Seattle's first game of the regular season will be a week from Sunday at home against the Denver Broncos. NCWLIFE Channel is preparing for the upcoming prep football season. We've got our schedule ready to go. It will begin on a non-league night for Eastmont as they'll host Post Falls on September 13th at 7 p.m. Next up is Wenatchee and Eisenhower on September 20th, followed by Eastmont and Sunnyside September 27th. Of course, we've circled the calendar for some big games coming up. First of all, of course, the Bridge of Sportsmanship, Wenatchee and Eastmont October 4th. We'll do our first broadcast from Moses Lake this year on October 18th against Eastmont. And we'll be back out in Cashmere when the Bulldogs host the Chelan Goats for the Battle of the Bronze Shoe. That'll be October 24th. Coach Brian Bremer at Cashmere talks about the players he has coming back after last year's 11-1 campaign.
Yeah, we have 14 of 22 guys coming back on our starting offensive defense, but strength is up front for us. We have 4 returning offensive line starters. 3 of those guys will be seniors. 2 of them will be 3-year starters for us. Whether it's offensive, defensive line, we have a lot coming back, but you're right, we did graduate a lot of skill guys for sure. Graduated Tyler Peterson, Dallin Smart, Josh Maros, Trey Smith, Cade Wilkinson, all guys that went on and played college football and things like that. But really excited to have our quarterback back. Anytime you have a quarterback, especially in 1A football and just high school football in general, anytime you got a QB1, a signal caller, you got a chance in every game.
Jay Foster takes over Eastmont's program after graduating 19 of 22 starters, but he's happy about what he has coming back, especially up front.
Ricky Kalunga at nose guard, Tyson Gonzalez at defensive tackle, both all-conference defensive players. We have on the offensive side, we have Abe Garcia, we have Alexis Sotelo. We have some guys that have some experience on that side that can get after it. So the good news is, even though we lost a bunch of guys, we have a lot of guys that have experience, and that's been one of the advantages of us playing as many kids as we do. We've moved Peyton Zielinski to quarterback. He looks like he's won that job, and he started for us as a freshman at times last year at defensive back. Great athlete, great athletic family. So the cupboard's not bare.
Meanwhile, half of Wenatchee starters are back after a 4-4 campaign last year. Coach Taylor Mitchell, taking over for Scott Devereaux in Wenatchee, says they're going to concentrate on running the football.
Starting up front, we're returning 4 linemen on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to miss our center from last year, Jackson Bishop, his brother. He was, great player for us up front, but having 4 linemen come back up front and having a lot of those guys are sophomores, now juniors, is awesome. We have a couple big tight ends that can help block in the run game. First-year starter at quarterback for us this year, who's continued to get better. I thought he had one of his best practices of the spring and summer and fall camp yesterday. So it's nice to see that some of these guys in key positions are continuing to progress and get better. I think Finn Matheson at running back's poised to have a huge year for us. We're really going to hang our hat on being able to run the football this year. And then on the defensive side, we have a lot of senior leadership again up front and in key spots with Austin Vanderkoy. We have Gabe Patterson on the D-line, Logan Lamb at linebacker, Michael Mahuka at linebacker too. So we have a lot of guys that have playing experience. We did graduate a lot of players last year. Jake Devereaux played quarterback for a handful of years for us also. So some key guys that we lost, but I think that we're returning a lot of guys up front where I'm hoping to establish the line of scrimmage this fall. And I think that we'll be in a good spot.
NCWLIFE Channel will broadcast 9 games during the regular season and hopefully get a playoff game as well. Have a safe and sane weekend. We'll see you again here on Tuesday.